How's everyone going? Welcome back to another Carriages 998 MTMR Model Railways unboxing video. The channel officially launched approximately a year ago, well at least from the day of filming the video. This video will be uploaded slightly late. It should be February by the time this has been uploaded though. So, seeing that our first ever video, even though it wasn't technically our launch video, our first ever video was a model train set, with the recent arrival of Tomix to, or Tomix, models to being officially licensed to be sold in Australia, I thought, let's try out one of their train sets. So here we are. It's a it's actually not too bad of a box size comparatively to the Cardo model that we took a look in the first one. So once again, like the Cardo video, this video will be a unboxing look. We'll do the close look on the locomotive and the contests you get for it, and then we'll also set up the track, look at setup techniques for this for the Tomix system, and then give it a run through running in and all that sort of stuff. So, as exactly like the other one. Our history part will be done during the construction process as we time-lapse the construction. So yeah, anyways, well, what do we have here? I do realise that I'm supposed to be primarily doing Shinkansen models or so on like that, but I thought, being a different manufacturer, and I'd rather, even though, what's it called? May as well try out something different, especially seeing that Tomix doesn't really have many train sets of these special units. Rather, to start us off with, we're going to have a look at this. They're currently only available at a very small amount of retailers. So, let's get into it. So we've got this train set, which is the basic set SD Blue Train. So the Blue Trains are a sleeper service that were ran by JNR, and then eventually, once the companies were broken from nationalisation and privatised, were ran by the separate companies. We get an EF66 locomotive in the box, as well as 4 carriages, so a set of 5 units. You can also see our price here. So that's the Australian price. We do have to pay a few extra surcharges and stuff like that. This is one of the rare things that I've actually purchased within Australia rather than doing a massive order and importing them. Anyways, so that's our front. Which you may also get a proper thing on the video. Really nice. It's got a little indicative things of what comes in this pack of train, power unit, rail, and track layout A. So it's the standard oval. A lot of the other things once again are in Japanese, so I still can't read it. Exactly the same like the Cardo model. The Blue Train consists of 25 series carriages, the sleeper cars. With that, let's have a look on the other sides. There's some it's very nice box artwork. It's actually the it looks like it's just like the pre-release of the model. And this is the back of the box. Once again, pretty much like Cardo system. You've got they do have their own system that allows you to get extra track packs and create your own little layouts and stuff like that, accessories and so on. Yep, that's just a breakdown of what's inside the box, which is really nice. Talking about the guide, this is a 2022 model, rather, at least that's what it pops up as on the screen. And it also talks about the extra carriage you can purchase or the extra carriage packs. So you got 4 more carriages that you can acquire, plus a end of train unit or guards coach or whatever you can call it. So that's pretty cool. That will make the train from its 4-car rake into a 9-car rake. Most of the a lot of the Blue Trains would vary in length, but average length was approximately 11 carriages, so that's not too bad. I think it's a good time to open it up. The good thing, what's good, you've got the same thing on each side, which is really nice, and obviously underneath you've got all your datas and so on and so forth. So this is an international release of the model. It's not it is not a import, as I said. So it should have an Australian plug, hopefully. So let's get opening it. I have also thrown the seat somewhere inside here, so that may fall out at some point. Yes, it did. And I will just quickly pick that up and take it away. We'll put the box aside, we'll put the receipt aside as well. Here we go. So, unlike, a little bit different to how Cardo does it. So we get a cardboard box within a cardboard box. First section, this has all your trains, your 4 carriages, and your main power unit. Put that set that to a side for the moment. You get your instruction booklet. If anyone has noticed, it's the start of the new year. The maintenance table has been cleaned up and everything's been shifted around a little bit. Okay. There is something that's I'm not allowed to show on camera because that seems to be a Tomix thing. Talks about plugging up your tracks to the controller. Do not plug your points into the. I would assume do not plug your points into the wrong thing. That's for your power and so on like that. This is a warning diagram. Unfortunately, again, I can't read anything, so that's always good. Little leaflet talking about each unit again, and the extra carriages, which is nice, and of course a bit of minor maintenance on how it looks like just use a cotton bud. Talks about the track packs, some of the accessory packs. It's a nice little pamphlet to show you some of the stuff that's available. Also shows the different controllers that they have available. This will come with an N600, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's the one that comes in this set. But there are other ones available. Those on I've seen those, and those are kind of nice to look at. Those are also really cool. They feel more like for DCC though, but apparently they're DC controls, so you got crossings and stuff. All really nice stuff. Tomix does have quite a large range of stuff, so it is nice to see them try to get into the international market. They do have a lot of stuff that they even, Tomix has that Cardo don't have. Apparently some of the types of tracks and stuff. So this is your basic manual. I don't think there's really that much I can show this because there's not really much that there is to show because I can't read. So it's basically standard setup how to set stuff up. It comes on it should come with a railer, which is nice, or re-railer as it's officially known as. Talking about with a pile connection, that's not too bad. And talking about the other track packs as usual, as I was already speaking about. So cleaning the wheels and tracks, they have their own track cleaner. You can use that to clean both the wheels and track. Of course, there are others available as well. And then a memo. That's nice. And a nice coloured pamphlet, which is your startup guide. So that's really cool. So yep, very nice. It's actually properly for this train as well. It has this train in the images. Yeah, very nice. Nice little thing. They make really pops, and they do have things like utilising the other stock. So they're not bad at all. Currently there are only 9 sets available in Australia for this. There are multiple other sets obviously from Tomix, but this is an empty box. Alright, let's have a quick look at this. I would usually, as I say, go for the train first, but because it's the way that everything's packaged, it is easier for us to open everything else first. So, it is a track. So this is Tomix's track. Doesn't look too bad. Actually looks rather nice. This is your re-railer or your level crossing. It's both. It looks like that allows you to put power sections of the track. It looks like there's multiple sections you can put the power on, which is really nice compared to a Cardo system where you only have one track. So this is called their Finetrack system, which doesn't look too bad. Follows the same sort of rail profiling as actually no, it doesn't. Their rail profiling kind of looks a bit nicer actually, but sort of the same rail profiling. I assume up the top will be your points and ouch. Nope, not your points. Your curves. 8 curves makes an oval. And what else? You have so this is made for a double level crossing. Apologies, I'm slightly tired as well. It's quite a hot day down here in Melbourne on the day of filming. And your railer, which is nice. Actually a nice long one compared to what Cardo gives you. It's just something different. When you have got longer wagons and carriages, it's nice to have a longer one, but also obviously the shorter ones are nice as well because they're a bit more compact and you can kind of fit them anywhere. So that's nice. And this should be your controller and so on. I'll just get rid of the main box. Let's open this up. This is your wall adapter. Your Australian plug, fantastic. This is a universal plug, and then you put your adapter onto it. Pretty standard for most international, for most things. That actually makes things a bit easier. This is a step-down transformer that pushes down from anywhere between 100 to 240 volts. We use 230 volts here, down to 12 volts at 1 volt at 12 amps. And here's our controller. Is there anything else in there, or is that just more box float? Yeah, once again, Tomix likes having a lot of empty space in their boxes. This is your controller. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. It's a bit different to Carriages, obviously. More, or like a normal controller, as I would call it. Power on and off. And your direction switch, center, forward, reverse, or whatever you want it to be. Not too bad. Feels, yeah, honestly, I don't mind it. It seems pretty nice. This will be an interesting problem because none of that's in English. So I assume that's your DC in and whatever. We'll have a chat about it once you see it. Right, with all that on that side, I'll just move that out of the way. Let's get into the train. I do apologise that it's taken this long to get to this point. Sorry about the break. We did open it up in the shop to have a quick look to see what unit was being used in the train on this, because obviously that's a cover. That's a piece of polystyrene. It doesn't 100% fit the box very well either, so they put a piece of polystyrene just so that it'll fit on one side or whatever. So, yeah, there we go. That's our train. Let's first things first. They don't actually fit very tight in the polystyrene, which is kind of unfortunate. This is a bag. That's an interesting way to pack it. So these are tri-bow locomotives, I think they're known as. You basically got 3 bogies. This is unpowered on the middle, but these are 2 powered. On the real one, I'm not 100% sure. And they've also got pans. I'm not sure if they work, but they should. Yeah, they work. Well, they don't spring or anything, but they're like the car stuff. So there we go. Not too bad. Very, very nice indeed. They're all pre-numbered. This is EF6651, and it's got a plate on the front for the Asakazi service, which is the service that's A, on the front of the box, and B, is a service that operates from Tokyo to down the west coast to somewhere. I will put it on the screen now because I've forgotten, or I'll also talk about it in history, of course. I'll put it on the screen now, and travels down the Sanyo main line. So that's really good. Right, so let's get to our carriages. Are these bagged as well? Yes, they are. They've bagged the units. That's your first carriage. Carriage number 160. It's a 25 class carriage. Doesn't look too bad, honestly. It's got silver lining lines for this, but they were specific for services. Apparently, they've got gold lining and silver lining. I can't remember what exactly they meant, but yeah, I had to do a bit of research on this just to make sure that it was indeed a JR West run service, or at least would eventually become a JR West service. This service is actually technically a JNR service, to be more accurate. Another carriage. This is not a sleeping carriage. It looks like. I thought they were supposed to all be sleeping carriages, but it looks more like a compartment carriage. But so move these along. Admittedly, at the time of talking, there is another unboxing extras video to be filmed. This video will not be uploaded this year, though. It will be uploaded as part of next year's, possibly, or the year after. But it's some more stuff which I've acquired for the Engage stuff. But that's just a heads up. This is your N carriage, actually. You got your N unit there, so this I'd assume the light shouldn't light up. I can't confirm that. We'll find out once it's running. All the wheels are powered. They have got pickups, so Yeah, most of the units here are pretty much made in Japan, from what I can understand. I'm not 100. I think the papers are printed in China, although I couldn't really understand on the box what I was saying. But most of this stuff should be made in Japan, if I recall. And then your final unit, that's just another 25 series carriage, number 158. Sorry, I didn't count the numbers. The one with the end is number 130, and the one that was before that was number 162. So there we are. I'm going to go and quickly pack everything up because this is a mess, and then we'll get in nice and close into the units. Let's go. Alright, here we go. We've got them all on this. We're going to do a quick spin and take a quick look, just a quick overview of everything. We've got the E66 currently sitting in the foreground, or what was the foreground, and these are the 25 series carriages. Definitely doesn't look too bad at all. Now, we have to quickly just do a slight little disclaimer. Just going to zoom into what I'm talking about. This is the front end, or at least the end which has the headboard for the EF66. The coupler has actually been damaged, as you can see from the from it. So the coupler won't actually work. I've had I've had to contact the shop again, and we're going to see what we can do about it. We will finish the close look, so forth. However, the running will be completed once the part has been either mended or whatever has been decided to be done with it. So it's kind of unfortunate. This means means two things. A, the packaging, this polystyrene box doesn't handle, isn't the best, and two, the model has been dropped at some point on the way, either to the shop, during the in the shop, before it got to me basically, or in transit in the short term. So, which is unfortunate to think about. But yeah, it's only a minor thing. It is only the coupler which has been broken. Luckily, I'm going to off-screen test the locomotive before we go do the running, just to make sure that everything is going to perform correctly, and in case we have to do any warranting of that. So, yeah, let's continue on. Alright, it's time for our close look of the EF66. This is a few days, weeks after the rest of the video has been filmed, because as you can see, the coupler has already been fixed as per the final bit of the running section of it. Let's zoom it a bit closer and have a look at the nice fine details of the model. So starting off with the end, we have got our headboard fitted, pre-fitted out of the box, which is really nice, and very, very finely painted as well. It is actually printed with the correct name of the train that I can't read, nor can I remember at this particular time. Got very nice lining on the model, very clean lining and very sharp lining. You can see a bit of the cab. You've got a driver's console fitted, I think, so a little bit of cab detail sort of thing, and you've also got things like your wipers. However, those wipers are of course not real, it seems. I think they are painted. You've got pantographs on the top of the unit, the two of them on this unit, but we only can see one on the shot. They are the twin arm pans, and they are, well, they're pretty nice. They do, they don't spring or anything. They are manual as usual. You have to pull it up yourself. And they are set adjustable, so you can set them in particular heights. If you have tunnels, if you have something like that, but you still want to have a bit of height on them, they do so. It's unfortunate we can't have them spring, but in any case, especially in the Japanese area, I've noticed that they don't seem to have working catenary. Driver's cab door with a window. As you can see, it's got a slit, which means in real life they would allow you to slide. This is just it looks like paint on the window. I'm using what I can see on the camera. I cannot see the model realistically from where I am to the camera at the very moment, even though I have obviously by now been able to play around with the model. But nice bogie detail. It's got the steps also moulded into the bogie, so that's really nice. Also, that probably understands why there's arrows on the bottom to show which way the bogies need to face, because obviously you need those things to align. Side-on profile with the model. looking really nice again, very sharp lines as I said earlier, especially that single white line through the through it. Got your printing of EF6651, yeah, that's your running number, and some very nice little fine print decals on the bottom. Can't read it because it looks like it's in Japanese, and it's also too small because my camera's not going to focus on that either. Onto the other end, once again, is basically the same as the other side. As we roll through, you can see also see all the bogies. Basically the same on the side with the panel on the top. Also left in extended mode, so not too bad at all. On to the end of the model. It does have working headlights, so the two top lights turn on white when coming towards you. There are no tail lights, however. Your pilots are pretty decent. They're not detailed per se. They've got the molded detail fitted to them, and you've also got the little attachment to the bottom of them, which is actually part of the part of what holds the coupler in as well. But yeah, nice little bit of extension to the bottom of it. And we're back onto the other side. You can see the bogies have got their shocks and your suspensions, so it's pretty decent bogie detail for, especially for the size that it is. And once again, you're very nice printing on this side as well. So not a bad looker. Definitely limited by the size of the model on what is capable and what's you're able to fit onto it, but definitely does not look bad at all. Let's jump and have a look at the carriages. Alright, it's time for the carriages. I had to put this on a mat as usual because they roll. So how we're going to do this is we're going to have what's it called? We're going to have a look at two of the carriages in depth, but on the same frame. Alright, so I'm not 100% sure what number the carriages are, but I'll flash them on screen, assuming I remember to take note of that. But yeah, let's move around them and have a look. So this is one of the end carriages. So in practice there should be tail lights, fingers crossed. Not 100% sure. I know Carter would have fitted them, but I don't know if Tomix has. Haven't tried them. So yeah, so that's so they've all got a gangway fitted. Once again, they're just basic plastic gangways. The couplers are the large size. I forgot what they're called. They're pretty standard couplers. A lot of them do use it. They are pretty large though. So there are other styles of couplers that you can fit, and there's other standards as well. So even our Australian ones you use actually. So maybe something that's done in the future might get them changed out possibly. So printing wise, looks nice. This is the silver line variant. Apparently there's a silver, gold, and a white line variation based on what services they run. I think this is silver. It looks like silver, at least from what I can see from the camera and the lights. But we've got the JR logo on the side. This is a JRN service during the JRN era rather than the JR West or JR East division privatization era. Sorry. We can see there is detail on the inside, very nice little detail inside, nice little bits of detail on the bogies and stuff like that. The doors are pretty nice, they're really small compared to some of the other units I've seen. Not to say that's anything wrong, of course, that's probably accurate. This is number 1030. So, pretty nice inside. These, I recall they're sleeper cars, so those, I think those are sleeper compartments, sleeper bunks and so on like that. And we've got the AC unit also fitted on top. Those little boxes, if I recall, those are those usually get fitted out with destinations and so on like that. At least that's what they were on the 12s. You can confirm that in the comments below. I'm not 100% sure. Information on getting a lot of this stuff is pretty difficult, so if anyone has any links to getting where I can get some better information for a lot of Japanese stuff, I would greatly appreciate it. I don't mind having to translate stuff either, because yeah, that seems like the larger issue. Gangways again, there is no window in the doors. I guess they're not really needed, to be brutally honest, but yeah, there's no glazing. Sorry, not windows. So now we're onto the other basically onto the other carriage. So they're not, once again, it's the same sort of thing. You can see the corridor is closer on this side. So you got all the barring for the corridor. This is number 158. Once again, another 25 series carriage. But yeah, so pretty nice details as you, very nice paintwork. And the colours look very sharp, and the lines look very sharp. So printing is good. It seems pretty good on this. Details are as per standard. Most of them is a lot of molded details. Externally, the supposed to the body is basically a one molded piece, and then there's interior detailing and windows and sort of things like that. So yeah, lighting kits are also available for these carriages. I'm not 100% sure what pack you need. Yep, I guess what's next is set up the track that comes with the set and give it a run. Alright, it's been a little while since we came to an empty table. In the last 2 days, I'm unable to fully talk properly again. We'll see how we go. So we've got all the components laid out in some way. These are 4 straights. They've all been clipped together, which is nice. It's pretty nice to have it clipped for them, but only works for storage and only works for what is given in the set. So let's get the points out the bag. So there, once we start construction, everything will be time-lapsed. Put this away. So unfortunately it's not like the cardo box, which means it's not going to be as simple to put everything back together after. I do apologise a bit about the big shadow. I can't see myself, so give me a sec. It's always useful to have a screen facing your direction. So those are all the clips off for these. Got our control over there, which obviously we won't need yet. Pack of little stuff, which that's specifically for the rerouter, which I probably won't use for this because that's made for a double track. I think you can make it do a single track now, I hope. No, that's made for a double track, so your railer, which we'll bring out later, and your power clip, which we'll also bring out later. Alright, so we're going to do just test it out on these 2 pieces of track. It's not going to be a big loop, obviously. It's but Tomix's tracks uses so there's a little clipping pin inside the rail joiner, which you can see in there, and they also have the 2 bottom pins. So I assume just as normal tracks do, should be just line up and then push together. Because I assume that what that means is it ensures that there's a connection, electrical connection, even though that's what the fish plates are supposed to be for. So it's a pretty simple system. Comparing it with Cardo's connection system which has physical massive clips externally, and then they use the rail joiners to link them up. So anyways, let's get to putting the layout together. The Blue Train is the identity and nickname of a particular long-distance service that operated throughout Japan. The name stems from the use of the blue sleeper carriages. The train began operation in 1956, initially with the JNR. This continued into the next century, however, as ridership declined due to the increased popularity of the Shinkansen services, the Blue Train finished up in 2016. This particular service is the Asuka, which operated between Tokyo and Shimazaki. At first, the train was timed to provide a leisurely 15+ hour trip in one direction. This was the first of the Blue Trains to run, starting out in 1956 and initially going to Hakata. An extension to Shimazaki was later added in 1970. The service operated down the Sanyo main line. The service to Hakata were discontinued in 1994, with Shimonoseki services finishing up in 2005. This train set replicates a common formation of the consist. During the later years, after JR West took over the running of the service, the 1976 introduced DC electric EF66 locomotives took on the haulage of the services using a rake of 14 and 24 series sleeper carriages. Well, it came a realisation it didn't say the exact size of the area, or at least I couldn't find it in such a notice. Maybe in the other instruction manual, but anyways. So overall, from corner to corner is approximately 44 inches, so about 112 centimeters by 22.5 inches and also known as 57 centimeters. So there you go. So it's pretty nice size layout, but it's also not big, not small. So it is pretty good as a sort of pocket set. We're going to put the controller together. Of course, you always set up the load end first, so you connect the tracks rather than connect to the mains. So that distribute all of our other little components. Our re-railer as they call it, or railer. This is level crossing thing, basically sits under here. Quite a railway crossing. It's still designed for double track. Of course, we don't have a double track. I don't think you can get rid of the double track on this. So it uses these sort of dual pin sort of things. It's pretty simple. It's like basically like what Bachmann uses. So there are little holes all throughout the track system. What's it called? Even on the curves. Curves don't have them. Yeah, curves don't have them. The straights all do. Each one has one. They're usually about the centre of each piece. Then they just slot in nicely like that. I'll get a close up of doing that. So while we're in a little bit closer of a shot, so you've got your controller and your plug pin. I'm pretty sure it doesn't really matter which way the plug is put in. Like I say, is a lot, but don't throw the train. It's keyed. So there's a little bump on the top of the thing that you probably won't be able to see, which is just there. Which I assume just ensures that the plug always goes in the right way. Yep, so it's a one-way fit. It's not a one-way fit, didn't work. Also because one's a square and one's a circle, that might also help, but I'll try to understand how a plug works. Yep, that sounds like something I was planning to do today. How does this work? There we go. Yeah, it's keyed, so what's it called? Yeah, it will only go in one way. These, so just look at it first, and then takes a little bit of force again after that. And a decent length cable. It's definitely the length of what this little small truck is, at least. So our power unit, our transformer. This is a international connector that just links into this. This is our Australian plug. So this is our Australian plug. So depending which country you buy them from, they will have that plug. And I think it should be nicely clips in, and it's interchangeable as well. So if you do want to use this in other countries, it should be pretty simple to do so. Which is really good. A nice when they do that. And as I say, this is a switching voltage as well, so it's anywhere between 110 volts and 240 volts, which means it should be available in almost any country, because I'm pretty sure there's no other standard other than that. So awesome. I'm going to plug this in, and I'll zoom back out and we'll get everything powered up. Alright, just in case anyone's going to wonder from here on out, yes, the controller has been put underneath the layout, because the cable is only 1 meter long, which means it doesn't really fit it's not really long enough to get onto the top of the table. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. Cardo has the same problem as this. They for some reason like to ship immensely short cables, what's it called? Yeah, power cables. So it'll just be under the layout. So, which hopefully means it'll be a bit cleaner on the top. So I'm not sure if the light comes on. So let's go and power it up, and then let's see if the light turns on. Power's on, light is on. Oh, there we go. It's nice that there's an actual power switch to turn it on and off. So that's cool. Awesome. I guess we'll go back to just showing the layout, because obviously this is not what anyone wants to see. In any case, let's put on the train, obviously, because we're going to, of course, test everything out. I'm actually going to pull the controller back out because where I've placed it is immensely horrible. Cardo's still going to be my main track system. Of course, I only have this much Tomix track, and they don't really work together. Not without converters. Apparently, those are available. So here's our EF66. We still got to replace the coupler, so we're just doing the running in of it today, and then we'll go along and do the running with the carriages and all that sort of stuff. I think tomorrow actually we're going to deal with this coupler problem. So So I've been given the all clear. That was just a couple of shades that we need to do, so shouldn't be too hard. So let's pop it on. We've got 3 sets of wheels, so we'll use the re-roller or the level crossing, and it's got it on pretty nicely. Alright, click on the power, putting the controller in the up position, which hopefully means forward if I wired it right, and we'll just get it to move up and down a little. Not bad at all. There's no tail lights, which is interesting. There are headlights though. Very nice. I'm not sure if this controller has a PWM. Cardo's controllers have a PWM, so at slow speed you can really get in the crawl, but you hear the motor buzz a little bit. I can't really hear it on this, but I'm not sure. I can't confirm it. So at least it doesn't sound like it has a PWM. Anyways, so we'll do our standard. We're going to do a what's it called? It's supposed to be around half an hour, but we may do it maybe about 25 minutes, 20 minutes, because it's smaller gears and all that sort of stuff. You don't need to run it in as much, I feel, compared to obviously the larger engines. Which so let's get moving. We'll get a few little running shots of it. This is approximately 50% of the controller. Alright, it's been about a day later, so we've now got a new coupler fitted. As we can see on the front, it has the proper coupler now fitted, which is great. We probably won't be using it in the video, it's just a bit nicer to have it as we end off the video. I've got all 4 of the 25 Series 25 carriages currently just there. Let's load them on, I guess. I'm pretty sure the configuration is actually backwards at the moment, but oh well. So we'll just move the engine out of the way. As we can see, the Model C moves very nicely. These larger style couplers means that it's pretty simple to put them on. Annoyingly though, something we found out while we're doing the coupler exchange is Tomix does use a slightly different coupler compared to Cardo. They do work with each other, or at least with these big ones. The small ones apparently don't, but these bigger couplers do work with each other at least. I did have the rail over here, but it was easy enough to use the one that's fitted to the track. I'm just going to hold it there because it is just rolling now. There we go. Alright. With that, let's give it some juice and run it with its current rate. Unfortunate how small the track is, but this is a starter set after all. As I say, you can get up to 9 carriages on this, so decent length. You do need something bigger to run that on though. I was running the Series 100 on it earlier. It's for 8 carriages, it's pretty long. Anyway, let's roll. I noticed something, isn't that pretty cool? If I let the carriage just spin away, there's a little light on the back, which is really nice. That's really cool that they have something like that. So they got the tail light and a little light. I assume that light allows, what's it called, would usually have like the train name on it or something. But that's really cool. And there we have it, our little look at Tomix's introduction into the Australian and international motor railway market. Definitely nothing too bad at all. It's a really nice, robust little system, I think, anyways. We're going to firstly start off this final words with talk about availability. There are only a few shops currently making this available in Australia at least. I got this one at the Model Emporium out in Cheltenham, Victoria. See, I'm Victorian, and there should be, if I recall, they should be the only ones currently stocking Tomix models in Victoria. Of course, there are still online vendors that you can purchase as well. Major issues that I do see with the Tomix market, because it is still a growing market, so you have to keep that in mind, is the lack of extra track packs available. This is, as much as it's nice to have a small setup like this, it does get a bit tiring doing loops as such. Something like what our current layout is obviously a lot better. Their trains and models are pretty decent. Selection is too small, but hopefully we will have a few more of those show up as time goes on. But they're definitely not a bad system to jump into, at least as they slowly become to build in the market. Of course, you can just import them directly from Japan as well. That's always the other option, and that's always been the route that I have been taking, because of course we've already had a look at a previous Tomix model. So what's my thoughts on the model? Pretty good. Exception of the rather bad packaging, which made the model arrive with a broken coupler. Everything seems fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Nice models. The controller operates really nicely, and it's got a bit of it's got a nice work to it. Feels like it's going to last, despite not being probably one of the few components that's not made in Japan in the set. Track seems nice. I don't know how long they're going to last if we're pulling in and out with the way that the fish plates work compared to how cardos work, but we'll see how that goes in the long run. Of course, I'm not going to be using it as much though, which is unfortunate. But yeah, really nice mechanism, pretty nice system to get into. Definitely it's something that, if you're looking to start out, will be something nice to get into. Of course, bearing in mind that growth in that area might be a bit slower than usual. Anyways, with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed joining us for this video. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all in another unboxing video. Hopefully it's another train set one day, but for now we'll be keeping up with our other Japanese models and a few other international models as well. Till next time, see you all.